What is up, movie fanatics, and welcome to another In the Flash Stardust reviews. Thank you guys so much for all the support on this series so far. I really enjoy doing these. And don't forget, if you guys want me to review some movies on Stardust, please leave them in the comments below. So enough rambling, let's jump right into the reviews. I Am a Hero is one of the most wild, fun zombie movies I have ever seen. The plot is a typical zombie movie, but it has some elements that make it stand out. I really like the main character, Hido. I think he's just your typical average guy with low self-esteem, and the way he plays him, he just does a fantastic job, and it really makes you feel for this character. But the thing that I really love most about this movie is the zombies. They have some memories. They're not just completely mindless. It's a fun, great watch. Check it out.
I never watched Ghost in the Shell, the anime, but I was actually really intrigued by this movie because I'm a big fan of Scarlett Johansson, and just from the trailers you could tell there was a lot of use of CGI and some eye candy in it as well. I was pleasantly surprised. I had a good time with the movie overall. I really liked the plot. There was a great twist about halfway through the movie that I did not see coming, and the villain is really cool as well. I really like the action too. There's a lot of really cool use of CGI and effects that really make the action scenes that much better. It's definitely a one-time watch. The death of Superman was much better than I thought it was going to be. I like how they took a few story arcs and combined them, and it flowed really nice. The animation is your average animation, nothing special, but I really liked how they focused on Lois and Clark's relationship and the love for each other, and the troubles that a superhero has to face when it comes to loved ones. There's a ton of action, and the action is great, but the final battle between Superman and Doomsday is really good until Superman dies. It's definitely a watch, though. Logan Lucky is a fun time, and I can't believe it took me this long to actually sit down and watch this movie. The cast is awesome. They all do a great job, but Adam Driver stood out the most for me. He had me laughing the entire movie. There's a perfect blend of action, comedy, and suspense in this movie that keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time, and I really loved the heist in this and how they pulled it off. It's very different and very original. The only downfall is that this movie is slow, and there's a lot of dry sense of humor, so if you're not into that, this movie might not be for you. Demon House is an interesting documentary about a paranormal investigation. Now, if you're not a fan of the TV show Ghost Adventures, you're not a fan of Zach Bagans, or you don't believe in the paranormal, this movie is definitely not for you. But for me, I had a great time with it. The story is really interesting and an eye-opener, and it's very creepy. There's definitely some moments that question the paranormal world out there, and it really just leaves an uneasy feeling in your stomach. So if you're into this kind of stuff, I definitely say check it out. I love a good Western, and I can't believe it took me this long to actually watch The Magnificent Seven. I had a blast with this movie. I thought the cast was phenomenal, everybody did a great job, and each character stood out in his or her own way. There's a ton of action. It seems like it never stops for 1 second, and the plot is very simple, but very unique, and they do a good job at keeping you interested and on the edge of your seat the entire time. If you love Westerns and you haven't seen this movie, you definitely have to check this one out. So I went into this movie with very low expectations, and honestly, I really only wanted to see it for Johnny Knoxville and Chris Pontius because I'm a huge fan of both of those guys. But to sum this movie up in one word is boring. This movie was terrible, you guys. The plot is boring, the characters are boring, there's not one funny moment, it didn't even make me smile once, and every joke was either crude humor or just Johnny Knoxville falling off of something. Don't waste your time, stick with Bad Grandpa and Jackass if you want to get a good laugh. I was a little skeptical about going into this Puppetmaster considering it's the 8th movie in the series, but man, this movie does not disappoint at all. The plot is very simple and I really enjoyed it a lot, but hands down the best part of this movie are the kills and the use of practical effects. They're very creative, they're very gory, and I couldn't get enough of it. The dolls are great too, they look fantastic. The characters are definitely forgettable, the acting is okay, but all in all, it's a fun movie, and if you like Puppetmaster, check this out.
Thank you guys so much for joining me on another video. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, give me a thumbs up. Lets me know you're enjoying my content. If you're new to my channel and you like movies as much as I do, click that subscribe button. And as always, everybody, take care and happy watching.